Hey Bookish Babes, and welcome to my book nook. For those that are new around here, the name's Rainy. I'm a music teacher by day, mom by night, and I read books and stuff in my free time. And so if you're interested in hearing about all different types of books on this channel and what I think about them and other weird random things like Circus thrown in from time to time, like and subscribe down below. Okay, anyway, today we are doing an anticipated reads romance vlog. So I am going to be reading 3 romance books that have come out this year that are fairly new by authors that I've read from 2 of them before, and one of them I've never read from before because she's a debut author, so this is her debut. And so I'm going to show you the 3 books we will be reading, and I am not going to explain the synopsis because I explain the synopsis for each one of them at some point within this vlog, and I don't want to bore you to tears with that. And so I'm just going to do like a brief little synopsis. So the first book you will see in here is Something Wilder by Christina Lauren, which I have read one book from before. I've read her Christmas book before, and I absolutely loved it. Or them, because I should say they're a writing duo. But think treasure hunting in the Grand Canyon. That's the vibe. Then the second book that you will see me reading is the debut author, Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. It's a brand new romance. It came out recently and it has taken the bookstagram by storm. Everyone and their mother is talking about this. Let's just say it's a summer romance for teens gone wrong as older, and it flashbacks between the summers that they had together and now. Very good. And then last but not least, we are going to finish with the sequel to It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey with Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. I believe this is just going to be a duology because it follows the 2 Bellinger sisters, and so this is following the second one, Hannah, and she's like into music and stuff, and Fox, the ladies' man who plays hard to get. Can they be an item or can they not? You'll find out in this vlog. But yeah, we're going to be reading these 3 books, and I'm going to apologize ahead of time. This vlog is very chaotic and very scatterbrained because it just is. If you don't know me by now, that's how I roll. So yeah, I'm excited to let you know what I think of them. Overall, this vlog went very well. So come read some romance with me. Hello, excuse the terrible hair and lighting. I am with my pup, who is freaking out hardcore because it's raining and thundering outside, and she doesn't like that. Although look how cute she is. Such a babe. Anyway, I am finally starting this anticipated reading vlog. So we're starting with Something Wild by Christina Lauren. And I apologize if you hear raining. I think trees are falling on my roof. Anyway, I'm starting with Something Wilder. I don't know all that this is about, so let's see, shall we? It says, growing up the daughter of notorious treasure hunter and absentee father Duke Wilder left Lily without much patience for the profession, or money in the bank. But Lily is nothing if not resourceful, and she now uses Duke's coveted hand-drawn maps to guide tourists on treasure hunts through the gorgeous red rock canyons of Utah. It pays the bills, but doesn't leave enough to fulfill her dream of buying back the beloved ranch her father sold years ago, and definitely not enough to deal with the sight of the man she once loved walking back into her life with a motley crew of friends ready to hit the trails. Frankly, she would like to take him out into the wilderness and leave him there. Leo Grady knew mirages were a thing in the desert, but they'd barely left civilization when the silhouette of his greatest regret comes into focus in the flickering light of the campfire. Ready to leave the past behind him, he suddenly realizes he wants nothing more than to reconnect with his first and only love. Unfortunately, Lily Wilder is all business, drawing a clear line in the sand. It's never going to happen. But when the trip goes both horribly and hilariously wrong, the group wonders if maybe the legend of the hidden treasure, and it goes back, wasn't a gimmick after all. There's a chance. All right. Hello. It is the next day, and obviously in that last clip, you saw the power go out on me. So the storm, knocked it out. And so I couldn't really read, and so I just kind of went to sleep because it was already 10:30 at night, and there was nothing else to do, and I didn't want to be in the dark, and so I went to sleep. But it is now the next day. It's Monday. It's Memorial Day, and so I am just hanging out because I have nowhere to go because it's Memorial Day. Everything's closed. And I am about 22% of the way through. I'm on page 82, chapter 8. And it's okay so far. So, like I said, I explained the whole thing yesterday, but I'll just say it now. Basically, this girl works, doing treasure hunts for people, and her dad used to do that, but she hates her dad, and now she has to do it, and she doesn't own their ranch anymore, and I'm not really sure why. But on this group outing for treasure hunting, the guy that she was in love with that like disappeared on her randomly is in this trip. And my son is putting his feet on me, and you don't want to see him because he's a little naked because we're doing potty training. But anyway, it's actually been pretty interesting so far. We just got to where they're really starting to like see each other for the first time since like 10 years before. And so I'm just excited to see where this goes. But I'll probably read some more right now, but I got to go because my son's getting up and I got to go potty train. Worked out, all the things. I am sitting here and I am mapping out my calendar. I do have my calendars on the wall, but I like to map it out here first and then I go and put it on the wall. But I am mapping out my content strategy because June is the month where I am going to get back to business with not only my reading booktube, but I have a teacher's one for music teachers that I want to get back on track on, and I have one for productivity, like teacherpreneurs, that I want to get back on track on, that I haven't been doing anything with either of those channels since December. And so my plan is to get back in June, and so I'm going to come in really light. The booktube channel is my main priority because honestly that's the one that's growing the fastest and that I have the most fun with. And then the other two next is my music teacher one because that actually makes me money when I sell products and make videos about them. And then my productivity one is just to build my I guess knowledge and stuff so that eventually when I sell like my productivity courses and stuff, again, those sell better as well. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to get to work doing this. And then I have a couple of other things to map out. I have to map out a plan for how to teach my son to read because I got this book because this is the exact book my mom used and I could read like chapter books and stuff by the time I was in kindergarten. So I'm going to read. We've been potty training all day. That's been going really well. So we're working on potty training. We're working on reading. I'm going to make a list of places I can take my son for field trips during the summer. I'm going to at some point take time to read this magazine because I bought it because the new Jurassic Park comes out next week. And if you didn't know, I may be obsessed. I might not be obsessed. Like, you decide. But this is like interviews and all this stuff because I live for this shit. Do I live for $15 of this? Probably not, but we done the deed. And when she scanned it, I was like, well, I'm buying it. So it is what it is. All right, I'm going to get back to work on this content calendar. I'll check in with you. I haven't read any more of Something Wilder, but I was thinking maybe I'd listen to it while I work on my calendar. So we'll see. All right, hello. It is Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, the 31st. And I am about 40% of the way through, so I'm on chapter 13. And, no. Okay? No. I feel like I can't say why I'm mad because that's like a plot point. I really want to freaking talk about this. Okay, I am going to talk about this, but I'm going to put a spoiler section on the screen so that if you're mad, if you don't want to listen to the spoilers for this book, then don't listen. But I have to talk this through with someone. So this is your last chance. If you don't want to hear spoilers, just skip past the spoilery part. Okay, I'm talking about spoilers. Okay, anyway, so I got mad because, like, there's these 4 boys, and they're on this, like, treasure hunt trip, and, you know, the guy and the Leo and Lily know each other, like, they were together 10 years ago, and, of course, it was a stupid miscommunication trope, once again, that stopped them from being together. Anyway, that's not why I'm mad. One of the guys is named Terry, and he's, like, this creepy dude, and nobody really likes him. And then, like, stuff gets heated one night, and you find that he had stolen Lily's dad's treasures map journal, because he was like this big treasure map hunter, like, and he would find treasures for like Butch Cassidy or whatever. And not only that, but he had a gun in his bag. And then he takes out his gun and he holds one of them at gunpoint and he's threatening to kill them, because apparently he wanted that journal because he thought that Duke actually knew where Butch Cassidy's treasure was, the treasure that he hid when he was an outlaw, and he wanted it. And so he's threatening to kill them all. And then they all get in a tussle trying to fight with the gun. And one of them ends up pushing him over the cliff to his death. At least they assume he died, because it was a very long fall. And so he died. And then you find out later he had planned on hurting them, because he had like zip tie cuffs and like all this other stuff in his bag. That's not the problem. The problem is, after that, they're like, oh, we need to call the cops. And they're talking about what their story should be. Like, do we say that we got in a fight? Do we say that he wandered off by himself and that we found him dead? Like, whatever. But then they're like, wait, did your dad actually know where this treasure was? And then she looks at her book and she's like, yeah, I think he did. And then they're like, so how much money would that be in real time? Like $10 million? Oh my gosh, we should go look after this treasure. And we can search for like 3 days and then say that we were searching for Terry for like 3 days. And then be like, no one likes Terry anyway. Let's do this. And I'm like, he just died. Like, whether you liked him or not, he just died. And you're just gonna like be okay with it 5 pages later and go on a treasure hunt? No, fam. I am mad. I'm gonna finish this because I want to know what happens. But I mean, I get like Christina Lauren trying to be fancy and like do some like rough, like cool shit in her new romance, but that's not the way to do it. Leaving somebody for dead and then just going on this treasure hunt anyway and gonna lie to the cops is not the way to do it. I'm very mad. Okay, spoilers are over. I said what I needed to say. I was a little mad. I can't say why, so if you want to know, you can either read this and get to about the 140 page mark and you'll know, or whatever. But yeah, so I'm going to keep reading this because my audiobook expires in 7 hours. I am always that last minute girl when it comes to audiobooks, so I'm probably going to clean my house this morning and listen to a good chunk of it. I'm going to sit here and read a little bit more. I want to get to the 50 page mark before I get up and start cleaning. That's probably a couple more chapters. So yeah. Hello. It is the next day. It is no, it's not Tuesday. It is Wednesday, June 2nd. Yes. I can do dates. And I am currently waiting for my food to be ready at Tijuana Flash because I'm obsessed with tacos as of late, so it's time to eat a good taco. I just did some Circus in the studio. I will probably post a clip at some point in this vlog for Circus because you know how I be. I forgot to mention I finished Something Wilder yesterday. I had 7 hours to read it, and I did other things, and then realized, oh crap, I only have an hour left, and I have like 40% of this book to get through. I ended up being on the last 10 pages of the book, and the book went away because time was up. So I only had 10 pages left. I was reading at 3 times speed, and I finished. And I'm giving it a 3.5 stars because I don't really think it was that romancy. There were romance components, and that's not even why. It was just, like I said, the spoiler section already. What happened in that section kind of made me mad. And then some more stuff like that happened, and I was like, is this really happening? Like, I feel like it was trying to be a Texas Hold'em, like, outlaws, like, gun shooting, like, type book, and a romance. And I don't know if it just worked. I don't think it worked really well. I feel like if you wanted to write an adventurous thriller story and, like, have romance in it, maybe pitch it that way. Instead of trying to make it be a romance and it's really much more of like a thriller and like adventure. Like, you know, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I hope people are not looking at me as I'm filming this. Whatever. Anyway, it was fine. Like, it wasn't the worst. I would recommend it to other people. I would not read it again, obviously, if it's 3.5 star. But I had a good time with it, so that's all that matters. So now I am trying to debate which book I want to read next. I've had Every Summer After on hold from Libby for like 3 weeks now, and it keeps saying available soon, and it's not available. So I'm either going to start Every Summer After, or I'm going to start What Might Have Been, because that audiobook is available right now. And then I think there was one other romance I wanted to read. I'm trying to get through all of my anticipated romances that I picked up. I really want to read Delilah Green Doesn't Care, but I have a couple of weeks to wait on that audiobook, but I might just start reading it anyway because I've been wanting to read that a hot minute. But I see people walking by and I don't want them to think I'm a weird person, so I'm going to get off, and I'll check in with you guys later. Hello. It is Wednesday, June 2nd, and I have finished Well, I finished Something Wilder the other day. I'm 10% through Every Summer After. That's the next book I'm reading. Sorry, I'm panting profusely. I just carried this giant, like 50, I don't know how many pounds this was, but giant bookshelf in. I bought another bookshelf because I don't have enough bookshelves. But I really bought it so I could put it in my bedroom and get rid of this ugly table side like dresser thing that I have, and I can use this instead. The only thing is that this is black and my shelves are white, and I have a little bookshelf in there, and I was gonna move that one into my room, but now I'm not. I'm gonna keep that one there, put this in my bedroom, and then I'm gonna organize my bookshelves around and put books that I really, really wanna read on the little shelf. The regular shelf will just be books I wanna read, but not as soon as these. And then this bookshelf in my bedroom will be books that I've already read, books I'm borrowing from the library, all that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna build this, and then I'll get back to you soon.
A typical Thursday afternoon.
Okay, I didn't show us building this bookshelf because my son was helping me and it was just stressful. And ignore the crayon on the wall from where he colored. I'll clean that later. Anyway, these are all the books that were on my smaller bookshelf in my office. And these are all books that I've read. And so now I'm gonna go in and pick books that I really want to have read soon and put them on that little shelf. So here we go. So this is the empty shelf. Those are all book of the month and other books I've read this year that I like, that I think could stay in here, because I don't think I'm gonna fill 3 shelves with the books I really want to get to soon. But we'll see. All right, ignore the books on the top. But this is the bookshelf, and this has, on the bottom stack is books that I've read, most of my book of the month and stuff. A couple of books that I've read, it stops here. And then it's like personal development and historical fiction and some fantasy that I want to read really soon, and then a lot of fantasy I want to read, and a lot of romance I want to read, and then all thrillers that I want to read, and one graphic novel. And this is like the ones I really want to get to soon. And then I left on these shelves ones that I also want to get to, but I don't mind not getting to as soon. Yes, I know my TBR is huge, but you know what, we're gonna live. So yeah, I'm excited. I think this is awesome. Hello. All right, we have some bad bitch energy up in here because I was checking my movie theater for next week's tickets to see Jurassic Park and what day it came out, the new one, Dominion, because obviously I'm obsessed with that one. And I thought it came out on Friday, but it comes out Thursday, which I'm really excited because I have my Circus staff retreat Friday through Sunday. And I was really sad that I wasn't going to be able to see the new Jurassic World the day before, or I would have to wait until after the weekend. And so it was opening on Thursday. All right, I'm back. There was some weird noise. Anyway, I was about to buy the tickets for my sister and my brother-in-law and me, or my sister's, my brother-in-law and me. And then I happened to scroll down and they were having, only on opening night only, a double feature where you could watch Jurassic Park, the original from like the 90s, and then the newest one, so that you could see where it started and where it's from. And your girl knows we are doing both. So we are thriving. We're going to be there from 5 to 10 to see 2 movies, because it's 247 minutes total. And there's probably going to be like a 10-minute break in between each. Today I am excited is an understatement. I am beyond excited. I cannot wait for this. It is going to be so awesome. I'm super excited. And yeah, and I'm super excited because I just love these movies. So anyway, that's a vibe. But also while we're here, before I update you, haven't read any more of Something Wilder. I did get a couple books today. So I got the first book in Spy Family, or it's a graphic novel about a husband that is a spy and a wife that is an assassin, and I believe they're married to each other for like mutually exclusive benefits, and they have a child and she's a telepath, and so like she knows that they're a spy and an assassin, but they don't know that they're a spy and an assassin, and so that's really interesting. Katie Colson has recommended this, and so I'm gonna read it, see if I like it, and then I'll go from there. And then I also got Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors. First, this cover just like drew me in. But this one, I don't know. I've heard like mixed things about it. I've heard it's actually really good. From this one person that I watch, Books with Brittany, which she reads a lot of books that I'm just not very interested in. She's like one of those philosophical type thinker readers. But this one just really looked interesting, and she said she absolutely loved it. So, you know, I just had to. And then what else did I get? Where is it? Where are my thrills? And then of course I had to get And then there were none by Agatha Christie because I've been wanting this for a hot minute. However, I'm a little upset because I already know what happens because stupid Peter Swanson ruined it for me in his new book, 9 Lives. But I'm still going to read it. I'm excited to finally read some Agatha Christie up in my life at some point. And so that happened. But now I'm going to hopefully read a little bit more of Every Summer After while I clean. Although, who knows? I think Books and Lala actually released a new video. So I might just listen to that, clean a little, and then I'll be going to sleep because I'm quite tired. Today's been a day.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. Found my way. My way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. Found my way. My way. I found my way. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. Found my way. My way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. Found my way. My way. I found my way. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way.
Hello, friends. It's been a while. It is June 15th, I believe. Yes, it is the 15th. And I haven't put a clip since June 4th. So, where have I been all of that time? Let's talk about it. Well, one, I definitely finished Every Summer After. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Maybe we'll do life update first. I'm just going to update you on all the things that I've done since then, since I've been terrible at updating this reading blog. I've also been terrible at updating my thriller vlog that I'm working on currently as well. So like, I'm just a hot mess express. You know. If you can't hear, I'm also getting sick. I don't feel very good. So last week I had to go back to work just for a week because my school is transitioning to IB, which is like above AP courses. And we have to write unit plans, and like it was an incentive, a money incentive if you came in for the week and you wrote unit plans. You could like make money, and of course I wanted to make money. So my son went to the daycare there, or the preschool while I was there. And of course my son got insanely sick, and hence he passed it on to everyone else. And so I'm sick. But during that week, I also saw the Jurassic Park double feature, like I mentioned, and it was fabulous. I'll post a little picture of myself right here because I just had so much fun in it. And it was everything I envisioned and more. I loved it so much. I don't even care if people are tanking the third one. I think the third one rocked my socks. Then, of course, I decided to pick up a new hobby, and so I'm currently trying to learn how to make bookmarks. which I designed this one. I think it's pretty cute. I designed all of these. Don't look at the terrible cutting, but I'm learning on how to do that. And I bought embroidery floss so that I can also make the little things, you know, the things that they hang on the bottom, like a little, I can't remember what it's called right now. I'm just, my mind is fading. But anyway, I'm going to be making bookmarks. So that is coming to a town near you very soon, once I get better at it. And so I've been doing that. I've also gotten some book mail, so I'll share the book mail that I've gotten. We'll talk about what I thought of this book. And then also I went on a circus retreat. So every year my circus boss takes the staff on a retreat. And so we went to Central Florida and we did this duo trapeze workshop. And then we also did the flying trapeze workshop. And then we went and saw Cirque du Soleil, Disney Drawn to Life. That was fabulous. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. The unicyclist alone almost made me cry. It was so beautiful. And then, yeah, we just hung out together and had a really great time. And so that was what I was doing. A lot of different things. We played sardines for like 3 hours straight. Sardines is like the hide and seek version where one person hides and if you find them, you have to hide with them. And that was probably my favorite part of the whole trip. Not gonna lie. That was hilarious. But anyway, it was a really good time. So now I am, let's see. I'll share my book mail really quick, and then I'll share my update on every summer after, and then I'll tell you what's going on with the final book in our romance vlog, Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. Okay, as far as book mail goes, I got from Pango Books, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I really wanted this edition. I know they have like the new cover, but I wanted the old cover, okay? Okay. And then I picked up Wicked Beauty by Katie Roberts, which is the third book in the Neon Gods and Electric Idol series. Have I read any of them? No. Do I want to own them all? Yes. And then I picked up Blood Sugar by Sasha Rothschild, simply because Haley Hughes loved this, and I love everything that she recommends, that tells me to buy. And then for Book of the Month, I got Things We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. Of course, The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. And Breathless by Amy McCullough, which is kind of reminds me of Shiver. I believe it's kind of the same premise about being stuck up on top of a mountain. But I'm not really sure. I've heard this is way better than Shiver, because it wasn't like I absolutely enjoyed Shiver. It wasn't like my favorite thing ever. But yeah, that's all the book mail I got. Okay, now let's talk about Every Summer After. I finished it a couple days later, and I loved it. It was a 4.5 stars. And the only, okay, so I think I explained what this is about. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I'm going to give you like the shortest summary. And if I already did, sorry, you're getting it twice. So Persephone made some mistake over a decade ago. Her family lived by a boathouse or a lake house when she was like 13, and she met her best friend Sam at the time, and every summer they would like become, you know, be more best friends, and they'd hang out all the time, and then they probably fell in love or something. Some mistake happened, and they stopped talking for 10 years, and then she gets a call that his mother has passed away, and so she comes back to the lake house 10 years later, having not seen him, to, of course, say goodbye to his mom. And then, of course, like, you find out what happened to them in it. And the only reason that I bumped it down half a star is because for what happened to have happened, and for them to just so easily move on from it, like it was nothing, like I was just like, no, that was pretty shady. Pretty shady what happened in here. You don't find out what happened until like the 92% mark, so that I probably only had like 30 pages left for this book to wrap up. And I was like, 30 pages is not enough for the deed that you had done in this book, which is why I bumped it down half a star. I absolutely loved it. I loved reading the flashbacks between like 12 summers ago and 11 summers ago and like the current summer. Like I lived for that. I loved Persephone. I loved Sam. I loved his older brother Charlie. Like I loved all of the characters, and I loved the way this book was written. So I love everything and think everything had a purpose. I just don't think that she left enough time to wrap up the ending, which I was just like, if you're going to give me that sort of ending, I need more than 30 pages to like wrap that up. Like it just ended in too beautifully of a bow. So, I mean, it is her debut novel. I'm sure she's going to write bigger and better things. And I still really loved it. And I'm genuinely happy that I read it. But that's why it's a 4.5 stars and it's not a full 5 stars. But yeah, so not bad. We went from a 3.5 star to a 4.5 star. Will Hook, Line, and Sinker be a 5 star? I don't know. But let's talk about that now. Because I'm terrible at updating y'all, I am 50% of the way through. And hopefully, if I want to get this vlog out today, I'm going to finish the other 50%. So as soon as I finish filming this clip, I'm going to go and read it. But if you don't remember, I'm pretty sure I said what Hook, Line, and Sinker is about. And the air just kicked on, so sorry you're gonna hear that. It's about Fox and Hannah, which is Piper's younger sister from the first one from It Happened One Summer. And Hannah is in love with like her movie producer boss, Sergey. And she convinces him to film their next video in the hometown that Piper lives in now, in that fishing town. And Fox is Brendan's best friend. And they became friends when she helped Piper turn that restaurant, their father's restaurant, like revamp it. And so they're friends, but he's like a total ladies man and like likes to be with all the ladies, and she's not about that. So they're just friends, but he's never had a girl that's like just a friend before. And so of course, them navigating that and her having to stay with him because Piper's house is being stayed with by her in-laws. And so of course, is he going to be able to like get past this ladies man facade and actually be with Hannah, the girl that he really likes, or is he going to F shit up? So yeah, I think that's a pretty good explanation. But yeah, I'm halfway through. Things have gotten a little steamy. There was one scene in particular that I was like, holy chipotle. Was not ready for that. Was not ready. So anyway, I don't know if I'm loving it more or less than the first one, because I absolutely love the first one. But I'll get back to you later today. All right, final clip. Yes, I'm in the same outfit from the beginning because I filmed this. I filmed the intro clip after everything, but I finished Hook, Line, and Sinker. I took a couple hours, it took me, and it is a 5-star. So this series in total is a 5 freaking star. I loved this book. I thought it had extremely steamy scenes. Like, I thought It Happened One Summer was steamy. That don't even light a candle to this one. It was so good. And I just love throughout this whole thing that Hannah's goal is basically help Fox realize that he's worth more than being a pretty boy. He's worth more than being a ladies' man. Like, that's not how he has to like show himself to the world and keep introducing himself to people as. Like, he can be seen as like deep and, you know, actually emotionally deep and whatnot. And I just love that she helps pull that out of him. And they are just great. I love them. The chemistry is off the charts. They are fabulous. I absolutely enjoyed this so much. And I love that they have all these little text sections where they're texting back and forth to each other. In fact, when I was reading the audiobook, literally the first 15 pages are texts. And it took forever to get through it because it kept being like, Fox, 10:20 p.m. Hannah, 10:21 p.m. And I'm like, oh dear God, do you have to say that for everything? Whatever. Anyway, I absolutely loved it. It was fabulous. It made me feel all the things. I am so happy that I've read both of these. Now, which one do I like better? That is a tricky question. I don't know. I don't know the answer, and I'm not going to give an answer right now because this is just too fresh off my mind. But I loved both. So, Tessa Bailey, you wrote a great duology. Anyway, so yes. So, let's go over the rankings of how these went. It actually went from worst to best. So, we started off kind of whatever with Something Wilder. You know my thoughts on that. 3.5 stars. And then we got to Every Summer After. 4.5 stars. Almost a 5. We'll take it. And we landed on a high with Hook, Line, and Sinker. 5 stars. I am so happy about that. So, yeah, I think this vlog went pretty well. Coming soon, I should hopefully have one on some thriller and horrors because the main books that I end up reading are technically romance and then thriller and horror, but I'm also trying to get more into fantasy, so maybe I'll do a fantasy vlog coming up very soon. But if you like this, let me know. If there are other anticipated romance books that I should read, definitely let me know about that because I have a whole stack. Like literally over there is the ones I want to get to very soon. And with that, I'll see you guys in a video coming soon. Bye!